Hey guys, Mike from Fire and Brilliance, and today we will be going over the frequently asked questions about benefits of working with a reliable and trusted online jeweler. So let's get right into it. Number one, what are the benefits of shopping for jewelry online? Well, shopping online provides access to a wider selection, competitive pricing, and personalized design options, along with the convenience of 24/7 customer support. What that basically means is this, guys. There are jewelers all over the world, right? There's jewelers here in the US, there's jewelers in other countries, there's more options. So if you shop online, you're basically not limited to your local jeweler. You're not limited to the selections in that local store at the mall at your local city or town. Whereas if you shop online, you may be able to find the specific design that you like, the specific stone that you like, and at the price that is budget friendly to you. So many times when people shop online, that's the reason why. Regardless if it's jewelry or anything else, from shoes to cars to anything, normally you might be able to find a better deal if you take some time to just shop online, because then you will have more of a selection, because it's no longer just the options at the local jewelry store, but you will have the selections of the entire jewelry landscape. All right, number two, how do lower overhead costs affect jewelry prices online? Let me quickly read this and then I'll go over it with you in more detail, okay? Lower overhead costs for online retailers, such as reduced rent and staffing expenses, allow them to offer lower prices on jewelry compared to physical stores. Now, here's the thing. Many people, when they buy jewelry online, they second guess, why is it so much less than the jewelry in the store at my local jewelry store? And the reason being is because it does cost a lot of money to actually run a retail front. I mean, we're thinking about the overhead, right? So you got the lease, you got the electricity, you got the payroll, you got, running water, if you provide lunch, benefits, and all that stuff. Whereas if you are working with an online jewelry retailer, they may just have an office space or a wholesale spot somewhere in a local location where they can hold their inventory, right? So it's like a warehouse, right? So when they run an operation like that, their overhead is much less. And on top of that, they may not need as many employees to run the online jewelry store. So with that said, they could pass on the savings to you, who's actually making the purchase online, and therefore you're able to get the lower priced jewelry. Now, just because you are to buy jewelry online and it's more inexpensive than if you are to purchase it at the local store, it does not make that piece of jewelry that you bought online less of a lower quality than your local store. It just means that you got the better deal, because the online jewelry company was able to cut their overhead costs and pass that savings on to you. All right, number three, how can I ensure that the gemstones I buy online are genuine? Reputable online retailers provide certifications and detailed information about their gemstones to confirm authenticity. Always purchase from trusted sources with positive reviews. Now, there are two things that you can do when you want to validate whether or not your gemstones that you buy online are authentic. Number one, make sure that you're working with a trusted jeweler. That first and foremost, that's what you want to do. Find out about the reputation online. Look up the reviews. Look up how many star ratings there are. Look up at different sources online. How are they being reviewed by their peers and by the people that have purchased from them before? That's one thing that you can do. Number two, once you've already done your research and you're comfortable with working with that jeweler, now again, just because you see reviews, it does not necessarily mean that it's 100% accurate. Yes, there are companies out there, there are people out there that will create fake reviews. So how do you validate whether or not they are legitimate? Well, these days, if you are an online jeweler, you should have a reputation on social media. So you can go on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Pinterest, TikTok, X, whatever it is you want. And do they have a reputation on there? Do they have a following? Typically, if they are reputable, they should have a bigger following. They should have people that communicate, engage with them. And at the same time, for example, you hear me, Michael at Fire and Brilliance, have a YouTube channel. I'm talking to you. So, I've been doing this for years. That's something that you can also look into to find out whether or not that online jeweler has a reputation online. So once you are comfortable making that purchase, the other way that you can authenticate your jewelry is by, for example, purchasing a loose gemstone. If you're buying a lab diamond or a natural grown diamond, these diamonds typically come with a lab grown certificate or a natural certificate from the Gemological Institute of America or IGI or some other sources. But with these certificates, it can authenticate your center stone, right? And last but not least, if you are still not comfortable with purchasing jewelry online, you can always buy that piece of jewelry online, regardless if it's a gemstone, jewelry, or both, and have it appraised by a local appraiser, and they can validate whether or not it's legitimate or not. Okay. Number 4, what is a custom design process for jewelry online? The custom design process involves working with industry experts to create personalized piece of jewelry. You can choose the gemstone setting and design details to suit your preferences. That's exactly it. There is no difference between working with a local jeweler or working with an online jeweler, such as here at Fire and Brilliance, we do custom jewelry all of the time. That makes up, I would say, more than 50% of our business because people are comfortable with working with us. So when you are working with an online jeweler, all you have to do is just make sure that you get all of your inspirations in one place. You could draw it, you could write it out in text form, however it is that you want to communicate it. Normally, it will be sent to our salesperson, and that representative will be able to consolidate all of your ideas and then be able to create your inspirations with our CAD designer, and then we'll create renders so that we are bringing your ideas to life, right? So that is the same process as what you would get in a local jewelry store. The only difference is that you're doing it online through different communication forms and not being face-to-face. So you could do it through chat, you could do it by email, you could do it through a phone call, you could do it through many, many different ways, all right? So there's no difference there. Number 5, how do online jewelers provide premium customer service? Well, trusted online jewelers offer customer support, easy returns and exchanges, and responsive service to ensure a positive shopping experience, right? And if you've shopped online before, that's basically the same across the board, regardless if you're working with jewelry or buying shoes or buying anything. It could go all the way down to just maybe an iPhone charger. A good customer support company will have people in place, not just AI. They'll have actually people in place to respond to you, to make sure that they can respond so that you know that there's a person behind the company that will help you in case anything goes wrong before you make a purchase and after you've made the purchase, so that you're constantly having customer support even 3 years down the line should you need something to service your jewelry, if you need to size your ring, if you need to polish your ring, if you need to do anything, that 3 to 4 years down the line, there's still someone there to help you. Here's another great frequently asked question. What should I look for in a trusted online jeweler? I slightly went over that earlier when it came to reviews and positive reviews, but let me go ahead and read this real quick. Look for certifications, positive customer reviews, transparent information about gemstones, and a commitment to customer service. So basically what that means is anytime you want to look for a jeweler before making a purchase with an online jeweler, make sure you do their background check in terms of looking up their reputation online. I slightly went over this earlier. Make sure you go over their social media. And there's many different platforms, right? TikTok, YouTube, Pinterest, Facebook, Instagram, you name it. Many of these jewelers are out there. And at the same time, look at the reviews. Look at the positive reviews and look at their negative reviews. And then at the same time, critique their negative reviews. Because sometimes the negative reviews might not necessarily be a negative review. It might just be a disgruntled customer that might have gone through a situation. So sometimes you do have to decipher that as well, and just kind of make the call for yourself and use some common knowledge and common sense whether or not that was a disgruntled customer that left an unfair review, or if it was a customer that really was unhappy about the service of the company. And then number 3, look up their policies, right? When you purchase anything online, make sure you look up their policies. Do they have a favorable policy to the customer, right? Do they have a return policy? Do they have a warranty policy? Do they have even warranty options so that they'll take care of you in the long run, because there are many companies out there that is willing to just make the sale now and do not think about how to help you 2 to 3 years from now when you may need to service your ring or jewelry. And then last but not least, again, it's important to make sure that they are legitimate by validating their social media site. All right. Last and not least, how can I make the most of online jewelry shopping? To get the best value, compare prices, check for certifications, read reviews, and take advantage of special offers from reputable and online retailers. Choosing to shop for jewelry online with a trusted and reliable jeweler offers a host of benefits that can make your buying experience more satisfying and cost-effective. Embrace the convenience and advantages of online shopping, and you might find that it's the perfect way to find your next treasure piece. And finally, the last frequently asked question, how can I make the most of online jewelry shopping? You can make the most of online jewelry shopping by, number one, doing your homework. Make sure that you are searching for the right jeweler. Number two, make sure you know exactly what you want in terms of your jewelry, so that when you are searching for your jewelry online, you'll be able to find that perfect piece. Because shopping on jewelry online will not only give you the benefit of having a large selection, it will not only give you the benefit of having most likely a lower cost to be budget friendly, but at the same time, you will be able to get exactly what you want by customizing that piece of jewelry in case you can't find what you want through the vast jewelry landscape online. So that's the thing. Do your homework, make sure you find the right jeweler, and you'll be able to maximize the benefit and the enjoyment of shopping online for jewelry.